Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining us here on this Thursday afternoon. Duke Schindler here with you on the Valley News Now desk, and we're going to be talking some road conditions and upcoming weather here. I was going to check a little bit on the outages and check out some outage maps. Looks like it's pretty stable there from now on. But before I kind of get things started here, I see there's plenty of people watching in the chat here. If you have a place that you want me to check out when we get to the road maps, please let me know in the chat. We'll try to check that out as best as we can. Otherwise, we're going to just kind of continue with what we're looking at here when it comes down to the weather. Now, let me pull this up here while I get over to our website. All right, obviously we're looking at about 1 degree in Fargo, but that's just what we're looking at for the regular temperature. Otherwise, I know if you've been outside, well, yeah, I can tell you right now that we're looking at much more dangerous conditions with this wind chill. 1 degree right now, dew point -4, and then you can see right there, -26 it feels like. That's a 27-degree difference. It's no joke there as well. So definitely crazy weather we are looking at here as the storm kind of continues throughout the area. So we'll kind of scroll down here on what it's going to look like through the hourly. So obviously we're seeing plenty of precipitation out there right now, as well as an 89% chance. Obviously, if you look outside, you can see plenty of that snow blowing around here. Then that snow wind's going to kind of continue into that 2-3 o'clock hour. We're going to look at the radar here coming up in just a bit here, too, to really kind of take a look at where this storm is kind of heading as well. I want to pull something up here. That'll give me just a second. Perfect. All right, we'll get myself into the picture here a little bit so I can guide you guys through what we're looking at here. And then I'll move this window a little bit to the right so you can kind of see the whole thing, what we're looking at. All right, so got our things contained here. But as you can see as well, 38-mile-per-hour winds coming from that northwest area, 36. It's going to continue all throughout the night. So if you listen to any of our meteorologists, they are highly advising if you don't have to travel, make sure you don't, because we do have some highways closed here coming up that I want to show you as well. 0 degrees coming up, and it's just going to kind of get colder as the night goes on. We're going to be experiencing some seriously cold temps in these next coming days, with these winds thankfully calming down eventually. As you can see around that 9 p.m. hour, about 19 miles an hour, finally calming down just a little bit, and then maybe by midnight we're getting a little closer to that 11-mile-per-hour wind. Now that's going to be without gusts as well and wind chill. Let's take a look at what the radar is looking like right now. As you can see at the bottom, we're at the past. This is all the way up until 1:10, so about 3 minutes ago it was updated. This is what we were really looking at here to begin the day. This is about 7:30, right? We see the storms coming, but it's pretty nice in the area at that time. But as you can see it kind of move on here, we're going to stop it and move it to a little bit closer to 9. This is when I kind of started coming into the office and really started noticing winds picking up, a little bit of precipitation, some snow falling or blowing. These winds are going so fast that I can't even really tell which is which. This is at about 9 p.m. and as we continue to move this scroller, once we get into about 10 a.m., that's when things start to make their way into Fargo, and it's been moving through the area ever since. So that was at about 10. Now we're at about 1, and as we continue to move this radar, still plenty of snow here coming through the area. Thankfully and hopefully that'll stop near the end of the workday for most, and the commute isn't too bad out there. We know our snowplows are going to be doing some great work as they have in the past. All right, so we're looking at the future radar here. This is at 1:15. So basically right now this is what the area is looking like. And as we kind of move through, you can see the system kind of making its way out of the area finally here. And obviously, let's move it back a little bit. About 2:30, we'll see it kind of move out of Fargo, and then it's going to move its way into Minnesota. Detroit Lakes is going to get a nice little brunt of this, and then as you can see, it just moves all the way through Minnesota into Wisconsin here. And then I'd like to remind everyone one more time before we check out some sky cams, if you'd like me to pull up any city that you're around, any place that you have to travel to, I can try to take a look at that once we get to the road conditions map. But we'll take a look at some of these sky cams here from around the area and check out that. That is what's going on around the Fargo area here. A lot of blowing, a lot of wind, and a lot of these sky cams that we have up are actually frozen in place as well. So not much we can do there. Now as we look at the Red River Bridge west of I-94, this isn't a video or anything, more so just a snapshot. But a lot of coverage there on the cameras. And we'll go to let's try the Corwin Tower cam here as well. We're going to check out Grand Forks too, because we've had reporters there all day and they may be sticking around since I-29 is closed from the top of the Canadian border all the way down to Fargo. Looks like the Corwin Tower cam isn't running at this time, but as you can see right here, this is our Dakota Magic Casino sky cam. That wind is ruthless. And if you take a closer look at just the snow that's blowing near those trees, you can see how fast that wind is moving the precipitation through the area and making our sky cam just move violently. So I won't give you guys a headache keeping that up. Let's check out Grand Forks. This is where, like I mentioned, we've had 2 reporters there. They've been doing great work all morning. Shout out to Austin and Sayla. This is the sky cam up at UND. Not much visibility. In prior snowstorms, if you caught us on the stream here, you could definitely see that visibility was much better in prior snowstorms, but because of the wind we are experiencing, that's making visibility just really tough on the eyes. Brutal out there in Grand Forks. I actually do want to check back to the radar here and kind of show you how much Grand Forks really got the brunt of this. This is just 7:30 this morning, and you can see how big that system is and how much it really cooled off once it gets down to Fargo. But as you can see, from about 7:30 all the way to basically about a half an hour ago at this point, Grand Forks was just stuck in the midst of this. So whoever's up there traveling, whatnot, make sure you're safe. Give yourselves plenty of extra time if you have to travel. We highly advise that you don't as well. We'll take a look at Bismarck here. If this camera pulls up, does not look like it, but much clearer from our friends out west in North Dakota. Blue skies, no precipitation. I'm not sure if I'm seeing too many blustery winds there in that area at that time either. I don't see many trees swinging around. So that's a look at our sky cams that we have here around the area. Now let's move over to the maps and the road conditions we are experiencing. So zoom out a little bit, give her a little refresh, and kind of show you guys what we're looking at here. And this is the key on the left hand side, right there. Lot of the area is in that kind of white-red checker. That means there's no travel advised. If you have to, obviously make sure you get out and stay safe on the roads. But for closed and blocked, you can see it right here. I-29 going all the way up to the Canadian border. That is completely closed, blocked off. Now, we also want to remind you, if you do kind of make your way and you see maybe kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of a post that goes up and down that really stops the traffic from going onto the highway. Some of those have broken from just the high winds in the area. So make sure you're checking twice, because I-29 is not available right now. That is going to be closed, blocked off at this time. A lot of no travel advisories here at the time. But when I came in this morning as well, about 9:30, a lot of this area, basically just a little south of Grand Forks, you saw a lot of red covered area, a lot of red covered roads. That has made its way all the way south, all the way down past Wahpeton at this point, especially at that I-29 where it is closed and blocked off. Now, I do want to check out some of these road cams and pictures that we're bringing in here. This is coming from I-94 here, going west of Fargo. This was just about 10 minutes ago this was taken. As you can see right on the picture there, You can see the snow blowing across the road when it is taken here at this time. But it's looking not too bad on I-94 right now. Now be wary. A lot of this snow can blow onto the roads, causing it to melt and really refreeze back up, which many were expecting to come more so this morning. And for now, this is going to be Fargo north of 40th Avenue on I-29. This is the highway that is closed and blocked off right now. Just take a look at this snow, the blustering winds. It is just a still image, but you can still very much see what the area is experiencing at this time. Now we'll go a little further and head into Grand Forks. Like we mentioned, a lot of the brunt of this storm was near that area as well. This is a little south, kind of where the cutoff was at when I came into work this morning, but it's only gotten worse, as you can imagine. We've definitely checked out this road cam before. Visibility is not great out there. If you try to even look on to the highway, the road beyond I-29, barely visible at this point. So it's going to be very scary out there if you're planning on making any road trips. Very much so. The travel is not advised. Very scary out there at this time. A little closer to Grand Forks, you can see most of the highways, they are cleared off at this time, but always make sure that to watch out for those blustering winds blowing that snow onto the road. It can be very dangerous for road conditions here as well. We'll keep things going here. This is closer to the Canadian border. At first, we had I-29 basically closed off from the Canadian border to Grand Forks. It has since been upgraded from the Canadian border all the way down to Fargo at this time. Very, very dangerous conditions out there if you're planning on making your way out. We'll go a little bit west here at Valley City next up. And just a lot of the same thing, and I feel like we're going to see a lot of the same on these roads. You'll be able to see the snow blowing across them at this time. Mostly clear, but always got to make sure you're watching out for black ice, any slick spots that can put you in a very sticky situation. If you do get in an accident, make sure you call police right away, call law enforcement, make sure you get that help. 60-mile-an-hour gusts, 70-mile-per-hour gusts are very scary to be in, especially if you're stuck at this time. Now, we're going to have Russ with an update coming up here in just a bit, too. So we're going to have weather coverage really all around today as we want to make sure everyone gets to their destination, or just letting everyone know to stay inside at this time if you possibly can. But a lot heading into Jamestown and a little west. This is where you can see not much of the storm really touched here at this time. As you can see, a little bit of blustering snow across the roads, but nothing too major until you get into Fargo. A little bit of West Fargo. This was taken at 106:59, 107 basically. So that's just less than 20 minutes ago. Not much visibility at all here at this time. So that's kind of the rundown of what we're looking at here for the major part of the area that is getting hit with this storm. Now, I do want to head over to Minnesota maps. I'll bring you guys back here while I look that up here at this time. But we're going to see a lot of closed roads here once we move over to Minnesota. I'll bring this back and then move myself over to the left side here so you guys can kind of see the key of what we're looking at. All right, just like I-29, roads closed. Minnesota Highway 1 going north, closed. Even to Stephen, Kennedy, a lot of these places, very dangerous conditions as the storm kind of moves its way through the area. And like we mentioned, if I-29 is going to be closed, there's going to be roads very, very close to it that are going to be in rough shape here. We're going to bring up some cameras and plow cameras just to make sure we're getting everything at this time. We'll start at Crookston, and I do want to remind everyone, for whoever has joined at this time, if you have any requests, make sure to let me know. I will be able to, or I'll try my best, I should say, to pull that up for us. This is going to be some road cams snowplow cams here in Minnesota, right outside of Crookston here. I'm going to make myself a little smaller. But this is what Crookston was experiencing, 119. So this is just over 6 minutes ago. This is right in town as well, as you can see. Not much visibility. Even when you're just sitting right in town, you got buildings blocking a little bit of that wind, but the snow is absolutely ruthless, and that wind, to be fair, as well. We'll go a little closer up here to the Canadian border. Let's check out a little north of Kennedy. Oh boy. Yeah, this is what it's looking like at 114 in Kennedy, Minnesota. That's going to be northwest of the state. Just horrible visibility out there at this time. And once again, shout out to all the plow drivers that are doing their work and making sure everyone is safe or as best as they can in a very dire situation. We'll move a little closer to Grand Forks, that type of area as well. And these are just some of the road cams that Minnesota has, and there's just no visibility for anyone here. It's going to be very dangerous if you're out and about. As we get a little closer to Fargo, we'll check out the snowplow cams here. It's looking pretty good here around the area. Once you get a little bit into Moorhead, right, the green is going to be your normal roads, blue partially covered, roads closed, completely covered is going to be in the pink. So as of now, it's not looking too bad in that area. Let me give it a quick refresh just to make sure. Yep. So looking around the Moorhead area, really not too bad until things start moving in and closer to that area. This is a little bit closer to Dilworth, west of Dilworth, as you take a look at the cams on the snow plows. Snow's just blowing across the road. Very scary situation when you can just see the snow blowing from a still image. That, and then as you get a little further south, things kind of taper off. It's really the northwest Minnesota, northeast North Dakota, and then moving into Fargo is what we're experiencing right now. Now, like I mentioned, we are going to, oh boy. Well, we got a comment here from Ashley saying some businesses in Crookston are still operating. Hey, all the power to you at that time. That's a very scary situation, but we all got to make some money. We'll check out the weather here one more time before we let you go, and Russ gonna hop on here for us. 1 degree Fahrenheit looking like right now. Feels like minus 26, so when we began this stream, it was minus 24. That wind is getting a little more violent as it moves into the area, and then our hourly outlook here, things starting to taper off, thankfully, as we get into those, get into the end of the work day, so people don't have the worst commute home. It's still not going to be great, as I'm sure Russ will explain for you guys here in a second here. And then as we move into tomorrow, it's going to get only colder, right? Moving into tonight, minus 6, early morning, 6 a.m., minus 12. That's without wind chill as well. Thankfully, the wind's going to be tapering off about 6 miles per hour without wind chill and wind gusts. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys. If anyone, no, it looks like we don't have any other areas to check out. So thank you guys very much for hopping on this stream here. And we're going to have Russ in just a bit. Russ, did you want me to shut down the stream, or did you just want to hop right in?
Shut down. I'll be back in like 3 minutes.
I love it. Perfect. We got around-the-clock coverage here. Russ is going to take over in just a bit to give you the full weather coverage since I didn't graduate with a degree in that area. But thank you guys very much for joining us here. I'll probably hop back on at about 2:30 to give another road conditions update here, to really show you on your drive home what you could be experiencing. But for now, on the Valley News Now desk, Duke Schindler. We'll catch you later.